Do you want to know what to expect from playing Stardew Valley multiplayer for the first time? You came to the right place, because recently I got to play online co-op in Stardew Valley for the Nintendo Switch, and I can't wait to gush all about it today. So let me start by talking about Stardew Valley real quick. If you don't know what it is, it's a life farming simulator where you have days to do whatever you want. You can socialize with townsfolk. You can go to the mines and mine ore to get material for different things. You can upgrade your tools, but really focus around the social elements, collecting, foraging, mining, fishing, and just taking care of your farm to get more money, to build up your house, to build up everything that you have, interact with the world the way that you want it, and just have a lot of fun. And now this game is also more fun because it has a multiplayer mode that you can play locally or if you're playing online. And that is how I played multiplayer for the first time in Stardew Valley, is playing with one of my friends online, and I had a lot of fun. Now, the first thing I think you should know is every person needs a Nintendo Online membership if you're playing on the Nintendo Switch. Of course, I had one, and just like in my Diablo impressions where myself and my spouse both needed a Nintendo Switch Online membership, the same is said here. I had one, but my friend that I was playing with on Stardew Valley with did not have a Nintendo Online membership. So luckily I just recently ran through the process in Diablo. I was able to help my friend be able to get a Nintendo Switch Online membership pretty quickly. It's painless. It is, $20 annually or $35 if you have a family plan, or you can just jump on and get a free 7-day trial membership. Just be mindful that you will need that if you want to play with someone, multiplayer on Nintendo Switch, at least online. I don't know about locally in the same room. We did not try that out. Now, to actually play the game, it's pretty simple. It's easy. It's not painful at all. On the main menu, there is a co-op button at the bottom of the screen. Press that and a screen will appear saying, do you want to host a game or do you want to join a game? Now my friend, she decided to host the game, so then I would join her farm. We decided to create a brand new farm for us to play. I believe you can choose a farm that you've already been playing, but we wanted to start from scratch, to start together, seeing what we can do from the beginning of the game. You create and name your character like normal. You start the game like normal. You're on your farm. Everything is the same. How you play the game, how it works, the buttons, nothing like that changes. So if you're used to Stardew Valley, you will find that same experience. It's just you're going to be playing with more people, together on one farm. You will see the other characters run around as long as they're on the same screen. But because you're playing on two different copies of the game, you can leave each other. One character can stay on the farm. Another character can go do something else. I'll get into that in a second. But so here are some of the things that are specific to multiplayer play. You can choose to share the same money or the same purse. So whenever we sold something, we would, share that bank, I guess. In the top right corner of the screen, you can see how much money you have, and that is the same money for both of us. So if I went to the store in town and bought something, then that's going to go from our collective bank of money. So I thought that was really cool because that is a huge component of this game, is saving up your money, deciding what you're going to purchase. Are you going to purchase more seeds? Do you have enough time in the season to plant them? So it's something that we had to talk to each other about, like, okay, what are we going to buy next? What do we get? And it's a very cool strategic element that I didn't think about, but I went, yeah, let's share the money. Let's have one pool of money that we can both use. And that kind of goes into upgrades. Early in the game, one of the first things that, everyone should do if they're playing Stardew Valley is upgrade their bags so they can have more space to hold items. And you're going to want that because if you're fishing like I do, if you're going to the mines, you're going to pick up a lot of items. You're going to catch a lot of fish. You're going to find a lot of forageable items like dandelions or daffodils around the world that you're going to want to pick up. I was going into this thinking that, okay, I'm going to buy a bag and then both of our bags will upgrade. The bag is about 2,000 gold, your very first upgrade, in order to, I believe, double your space. So you go from 12 items you can carry, half of them, which almost half of them are taken by tools, and then you will upgrade to 24 slots. So that's a lot more slots, believe me. And I thought buying that would buy it for both of us. And we were having a heck of a time getting our money in those first couple of days, just really trying to figure out how we're going to do this. It was a surprise to see that only I got that upgrade. And then we had to go and, fish and gain some more money so then she can get her upgrade as well. So until that time, I was kind of the main, what was it called? I was like I was her backpack, basically. That's what I'm looking for. And it was a lot of fun. Just she would come up to me and give her, items to me, and I would hold on to them when her inventory maxed out. And it was a fun little experience being like, okay, well, let's go fishing. My inventory slots, I still have some free. Give me all your crap. Like, just send it to me. I will take it back. I will run it home. I will sell the fish. I will toss it into our box. Everything's great. So just remember that at least for the upgrades for the bags, those are done by character. Going back to the money, you can choose to share it or not. You can save the game by going into the bed in your house in normal Stardew Valley experience, but in a multiplayer game, you both need to go to bed in order to end the night and to save. So make sure that happens, that you both are communicating with each other either by the in-game chat, and you can do that by pressing in the right analog stick. Chat menu log will appear, and you can start typing out instructions like, hey, let's save, or hey, want to fish? And you can use that if you're not using, text messaging, or you're not using any kind of voice apps or anything like that. So that's really important, because you don't want to stay up too late, or there are penalties, or you'll faint. You want to go to bed, but everyone needs to go to bed in order to save. Another thing that happens, because this is a multiplayer game, time keeps on going even if you're in the menus. And that's something that's a little bit different, because you can pause time if you're in the menus if you're playing single player. But because this is a fluid world, when one person goes into their inventory, it does not stop you. You can keep on going. And so time will go on all players' games, whether they're in an inventory or not, or even if both of you or all of you are in an inventory. So that's something that we had to take into account. Like, it's just basically move. If we needed to pause the game, we found that we can just press the home button on the Joy-Con in order to take us to the Nintendo home screen, and that allowed us to just do what we needed to do in real life or whatever, or if we needed to plan or strategize, that allowed us that pause that we needed without making the day continue. And that's just a really good workaround, because it doesn't knock us out of the game at all. After we're done, we return to the game by just going back into Stardew Valley, and everything worked from there. The coolest thing I think about playing multiplayer is choosing to strategize. Having two people means we can work a lot faster at doing a single task, or we can split up and perform tasks separately. Now, that's a really good option if, depending on what you want to do. We decided to focus all of our energies on doing single tasks together. So we talked to each other and we went, okay, well, what do we want to do? Do we want to clear the land? So we both started clearing the land together. Do we want to plant the seeds? We did that together on the very first couple of days. And I found that worked really well in the beginning. We wanted to earn money, so we started fishing together. We stuck together pretty much for the first couple of days, just trying to get singular tasks done faster than we could by ourselves. And I think that's a lot of fun. It's really jumping into the multiplayer aspect, as opposed to being like basically playing single player together. Instead of playing two single player games together, we stuck together, we shared items, we did all that kind of stuff. But it's really ultimately up to you. It's a lot of fun doing this, really. It's a lot of fun jumping into this multiplayer. I would really advise, though, some kind of way of communication. Of course, the in-game communication is there if you need it. Again, right thumbstick, you can do that chat log. But we decided to take advantage of the Nintendo Switch voice app on phones. I never downloaded it before, but this game takes advantage of the voice app that you can get on iPhones and Androids. We both downloaded it. If we were playing Stardew Valley, the app knew that we were playing a game that supports the voice app. And on my phone, a message popped up saying, Stardew Valley, you're playing it. Do you want to launch into the voice app? Sure. I put my headphone in that has a microphone on it. And then that was it. On my screen is just a little bubble icon of my Nintendo Switch count photo. And I was just waiting for my friend to jump in as well. Then after a couple of seconds, she did the same thing on her side, and her little profile bubble appeared on the screen. And we were just talking while we were playing Stardew Valley, and it lasted until we shut down the game. And that's how we did it. We did voice chat, and we were able to figure out, hey, what do you want to do next? Are we going to fish? What do we need to do right now? What is your plan? It worked so much better that way. We played on a second night where we did not talk through the voice app. We just decided to play in the game. I mean, that's fine too, as long as you kind of know where you are on the same page. We did like text messaging as well as in-game messaging as well. We got used to doing non-verbal communications in that second day. Both works. Is whatever you have, and it's whatever you feel comfortable with. Especially if you're playing with maybe if you're playing with strangers, or if you exchange friend codes on the lobbies, on like online lobbies. Like, it just really depends on what you're comfortable with. But if you know someone, sure, talk. Like, it's a great experience. And again, multiplayer, that's what you're trying to do, right? It's a social experience of playing a mutually loved game like Stardew Valley. And but there's only like one thing I think I would have to say might be a negative of sorts, and that's might be due to internet connections and just how far you are from a person. There are a few freezes that happen every once in a while, and it happened for both of us, that lasting from, you know, just a second to maybe 10 seconds more. That one was kind of scary, but I'm like, did my game freeze, or was it just one of those little pauses that this game has when you're playing multiplayer, these hiccups of the game trying to, you know, sync up with each other, such as when I was fishing, I was trying to capture the fish and the game just paused for 10 seconds, and that was kind of scary. But I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what's going on. Okay, there it is. Yeah, okay. So just be mindful. Some freezes, some delays may happen. It is kind of weird if the other player doesn't know, because on your screen, say it freezes, you'll see, and if you're near your, you know, near your buddy, they'll keep on moving. So once you're done, once your game resumes from its freeze state, your friend, if they moved or ran away or ran off screen, they won't be there anymore. They may not know what's going on. So if you're using some sort of communication with the, you know, the other player, it is a good time to just tell them, hey, my game froze. Just hold on a second. You know, and you know, I'll get back with you after the game does its thing. But other than that, other than small freezes here and there, that really didn't take me away from the experience, except for in the beginning, because I wasn't used to it. I didn't expect it at first, but it's something that I did get used to because it doesn't happen often. Other than that, there's nothing really bad to say about this. It's a seamless, cool experience that you're running around this whole open, you know, basically an open farm world, you know, connected by different screens. If you never played Stardew Valley, there's very minor load times between screens. Everything's intact, all the characters, all the storylines. It's just you're doing it together. And if this is your cup of tea, of Stardew Valley, of farming games is up your alley, please try to find someone to play with, because this is just pure joy doing things together. And I can't wait to play dozens, if not hundreds of hours with my friend. It is just a blast. So let me know in the comments if you've ever played Stardew Valley, if you've played Stardew Valley multiplayer, any kind of co-op games. Let me know all about it. If I love co-op games, they are the best. And if you can't tell, that's what I'm doing nowadays. I'm playing Diablo, I'm playing Stardew Valley, just trying to play as much co-op as I can, and perhaps that will lead into more games in the future. But just let me know about your experiences. I would love to read all about them. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for listening to me ramble, and I'll see you in the next video.